Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from not the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I'm going to be taking you through the Break the Bank version, the Break the Bank upgrades of the World Tree Esika deck. God, Tribal! If you haven't seen that episode, make sure you check that one out first, because this one won't make sense if you don't watch that one first, essentially, because this is just the upgrades for it. Regardless, this episode comes to you courtesy of Garen, and again, a massive thank you to Garen for supporting this channel as a patron. I truly couldn't do this without the support from amazing patrons like Garen, so again, Garen, thank you again so much. Now, with all that said, let's jump into those upgrades. So first up, again, the entire deck revolves around getting the World Tree out and actually activating it and getting all those gods from your library into play. So we need to get the World Tree. So we're going to be adding Inteleria West, an amazing card that just takes us away a land slot in the deck, comes into play tapped, taps for a blue, but we can also transmute it away by paying 3 mana essentially and discarding it. Go get anything from our deck that costs 0, which includes, of course, the World Tree. So it's a great land tutor on a land. Moving on, speaking of tutors, crop rotation. You're going to see quite a few of these land tutors. Instant for a single green mana, sacrifice a land, go get a land from your library, put it right on the battlefield, then shuffle. So essentially replace any of your lands with a World Tree. Out of nowhere, you can be like, okay, World Tree's in play. Cool. Next turn, untap, activate, goodbye. A crazy good card for this kind of a deck. Speaking of which, Expedition Map. Yet another low to the ground World Tree Finder, an artifact for 1, pay 2 taps, sacrifice, go get any land card in your library, get it in your hand. Basically like a Sylvan Scrying in a way, essentially. Moving on, a god, Birgi, god of storytelling, and what a god this is. 3/3 god for 3 mana in total. Whenever you cast a spell, add a red. Until end of turn, you don't lose this mana, steps in phase end. My goodness. Basically, hey, every single one of your spells is a ritual. Absolutely crazy with what this can do. Also flip it over. Harnfell, Horn of Bounty. You can also cast this side instead. 5 mana, discard a card. Basically, impulse draw 2. So being able to say, you know what? Actually, I need some more cards. Let's utilize this side of Birgi if we need to. Moving on, though, Iroas, God of Victory. And yeah, this is a very aptly named card. 7/4 God with Indestructible for 4 mana. Basically, you need Devotion, red and white, equal to 7. You'll get that when you activate the World Tree. You definitely will. Creature control of Menace. Prevent all damage to be dealt to attacking creatures you control. So essentially, yeah, swing out, and also your opponents are going to have a hard time blocking. This is a great way to essentially say, yeah, your opponents, if they survived you actually getting the World Tree out, we'll talk about some things that can help out with that, you're not going to survive the attack. Next up, Nylea, God of the Hunt. A 6/6 God with Indestructible for 4 mana. Devotion 5 essentially is what's going to happen. Other creatures control have trample, so again, another way to get damage through with that big attack. And also you can pump your creatures as well with this. Next up, other Nylea, Keen-Eyed, 5/6 God, Indestructible for 4 mana. Again, Devotion of 5. Creature spells, it costs 1 to cast for you, and that can help you a lot throughout the game if you get this out early. On top of that, pay 3 mana. Real top card of life, it's a creature you get in your hand. Otherwise, you may put in your graveyard, so some great card selection there, even card advantage if you need it. We got Perforos, God of the Forge. This is probably the biggest addition to the deck when it comes to just the potential for it. 6/5, Indestructible God for 4 mana, Devotion 5. You might not need that, though, because whenever a creature is battlefield under your control, Perforos deals 2 damage to each opponent. Oh, okay. So basically, again, activate the World Tree. Go get your 15 plus gods, whatever it is. Get them all into play, and all of a sudden, all your opponents are just getting burninated in the face. So yeah, this is probably going to take all your opponents out just with the activation of World Tree. And if not, hey, swing with your creatures when you can. We'll talk about another god that can help with that. Pay 2 and a red. Creature control +1/0 until end of turn. So a great pump effect as well. Next up, Toralf, God of Fury. Trample whenever a creature or planeswalker invoker controls is dealt excess non-combat damage. Toralf deals damage to that creature. Sorry, it's access to that permanent, so that can be a great effect as well. The backside is nice too. We've got an equipment. Equipped creature has, pay 1 and a red, tap, unattach it, 3 damage to any target, so some great removal for us there. And equipped creature gets +0/0 as long as it's legendary, so that can help out too. Aklazatse, another great one. 4/4 flying lifelink whenever it attacks. Each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you draw a card. That can be a huge effect. On top of that, when an opponent discards a land card, you get a bat. When this dies, it flips over, and you can very easily get it flipped back. Tap for a black, pay 2 and a black, tap, transform it. Only if the player has 1 or fewer cards in hand as a sorcery. So again, if you're attacking with this quite a bit, your opponents won't have any cards, and then all of a sudden, you can flip it back quite easily. God Eternal Ronus, a crazy good card again with that activation for World Tree. Enters the battlefield, double the power of each other creature control until end of turn. Those creatures gain vigilance on end of turn. Whenever it dies, put it from the battlefield and put it into Summer's Library, third from the top. Basically, ETB, all of a sudden, all my creatures are twice as large. your opponent's going to stand absolutely no chance again with that activation. If they survive Purpose, they won't survive this, plus another card we'll talk about here in a little bit. Karametric God of Harvest, one that can be great to get out early. Devotion, green and white, 7. That's easy. 6/7, Indestructible. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may search life for a 4-star plains card with battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. So ramp on a god. This can be absolutely huge for you because you want to get to that 10 mana that you need for the World Tree. You can do so quite quickly with this. Also with Krufix, God of Horizons, 4/7, Indestructible. As long as your devotion to green and blue is less than 7, it's not a creature. You have no maximum hand size, so keep a lot of cards in your hand. If unused mana be spent when empty for your pool, it becomes colors instead. So save up that mana, utilize it for a lot of things like maybe your ramp spells, get more things into play, and all of a sudden you can World Tree pretty quickly. And then we also have Purpose, Bronze Blood. Yeah, other Purpose is kind of the other side of how we win very quickly with this. Devotion to red is less than 5, not a creature. Other creatures control have haste, so yeah, being able to say, okay, all my creatures came into play. Okay, they did all the damage with the other Purpose. Oh, you're still alive over there? Cool. All right, my army doubled in size with my God Ronas, and also I can swing them right away, and also they have trample, and also you're all gone. Goodbye. Also pay 2 in a red. You can put a red creature card or an artifact card from your hand on the battlefield, sacrifice it. You might need that, but more likely just, hey, swing. Speaking of swing, is Xenagos, God of Rebels, 6/5, Indestructible God for 5 mana. Devotion, red and green, 7. Also on top of that, beginning of combat, your turn of the target creature control gets get haste and plus X+X, whatever X is that creature's power. That could be an absurd amount of power. And again, another way to say, okay, yeah, you've survived all this. You're not surviving this now. Goodbye. And when it comes to saying goodbye, yeah, we're adding 15 cards into the deck, so we need to take out 15 cards as well. And so we're going to be taking out, well, first a land, Island. Again, we threw in that Telleran Academy, so we're going to be taking that out. And I probably should specify really quick, just because we're taking cards out does not mean that they are bad cards. It just means that we're adding some different additions. Some things need to come out. And yeah, they're still good cards, but we're just adding in some potentially more efficient, more effective decisions for this deck. Moving on, Changeling Outcast, taking that out as well. Rally the Ranks, Bloodline Pretender, Kefnet the Mindful, Redain God of the Worthy, Irregular Cohort, Levitation, All-Run God of the Cosmos, Dictative Heliod, Final Parting, Illicit Shipment, Morate of the Frost, Sight of the Scale Lords, Collective Blessing are all the cards that we're going to be taking out, again, with the additions that we are adding in. If you are interested in any of these additions, make sure you check out that link in the description below, including the links for the Break the Bank version of the deck and the link to the original version of the deck as well. And with that, this episode is coming to a close, so let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on all this. Yeah, what is your favorite version of the deck? What else would you add into the deck? Maybe would you use a different commander for the deck? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.